So, as your moderator in this discussion of helping people feel better, look better, and live better, I want you to know that we are a team of healthcare professionals and fitness professionals that collaborate together in different formats, whether we work together online, offline, facilitating various programs, helping people with a variety of issues, people that are concerned with weight loss, cholesterol, diabetes, gut health, cognitive health, inflammation. The amount of concerns that we're able to address by some of the information you're going to be hearing about tonight is mind-boggling. And so our objective here is to literally help people feel great. I am the founder of Health Practice Advisors, and I have actually worked in our endeavor with our brand partner for almost 30 years. And Health Practice Advisors came to be 15 years ago. And so we're going to talk about how one gets started. For example, me and my story. I became affiliated in the nutritional world because I just wanted history not to repeat itself. These are my in-laws. My father-in-law died of a heart attack on an airplane traveling from New Jersey to Florida, and he never had any type of symptom. He just got up, walked down the aisle of the plane to go to the restroom, and collapsed. They made an emergency landing, and he was unfortunately dead before they hit the ground. Now, my husband's father had tremendous cardiovascular disease, along with every other member on that side of the family. My husband inherited those same genetics with a frighteningly high cholesterol, and my husband is a medical doctor with a specialty in internal and family practice. And in spite of knowing how to eat healthy and do all the right things, it didn't matter. He got plagued with those same unfortunate genetics. And then we had children. And at 6 and 8 years old, the pediatrician advised that we get a baseline lab test on the girls to make sure that they got my genetics, not my husband's, because I had no problem with cholesterol or diabetes or any of that. Unfortunately, they did get plagued with those same family genetics. And at 6 and 8 years old, the girls were diagnosed with cholesterols that exceeded over 400. It was at that point in their lives that I found one of the things that we're going to be discussing in depth tonight. And it's important because it is what literally saved my children's lives, added years to many people's lives, and it just compelled me to not keep it a secret that I needed to help others. And I went into an unexpected career path because of my absolute obsession to help other people learn about this. My daughters today are beautiful young women. They're in their 30s. They just both had babies, healthy and living life just as they should. So when I talk about the words feeling great, yes, we help people feel great, but I do what I do because it makes me feel great, knowing how many thousands of people that I've been able to touch the lives of across the globe. My husband even paid me the highest compliment, and he said, "You know, Jan, I think that in my 30 plus years of practicing medicine, I believe that you probably touched more lives doing the work that you do." And let me tell you, that was a great compliment because when I first shared with him the information way back then, and the fact that it was nutritional, he looked at me like I landed like I was from Mars. Back then, the word nutrition was very taboo, and they certainly didn't teach much nutrition in medical school. So let's go ahead and look at why I was so worried. Because cardiovascular disease is the silent killer. And when the pediatrician said to me, "Your little girls have the arteries of 30-year-olds at 6 and 8 years old," that freaked me out. And this is a great visual of what your arteries look like in every decade of life. And there's so many things that you can do to reduce the risk of plaque buildup that continues to build as you get older. A lot of people say, oh, well, I eat healthy and I eat clean and I eat sensible. Your body still produces cholesterol. And for some people, the cholesterol and the plaque buildup is more than others. And in many cases, it just builds up and builds up to the point where there's a blockage, where you look at that fourth decade of life and it's getting so built up that that's when a person begins to typically experience chest pain, symptoms associated with cardiovascular disease. That's an old way of explaining it, but I do want to tell you that it's not like that anymore. That the fourth decade of life is now starting around the second decade of life. And we're seeing more and more younger people in their early 20s landing in emergency rooms with cardiac arrest because of the excessive plaque buildup due to lifestyle, due to the kind of foods they're eating. This is what I learned about when I found out the situation I was dealing with my children. I learned about something called balance. And I was so impressed because it had so many impressive studies that had already been taking place 3 years prior to me even learning about it. When I learned about it, I learned that it was developed at Stanford University and that they were doing these double-blind placebo-controlled studies. And the studies were so impressive, showing how it increased HDL 29%, which is your good cholesterol. It lowered LDL 31%, which is your bad cholesterol. And it also normalized hemoglobin A1C and normalized blood sugar. This was everything that I was looking for. And so these studies had been published in major peer-reviewed medical journals and published in the physician's desk reference. So once I saw those credentials and being married to a medical doctor, I knew this was something that I was not going to hesitate to use on my children. The fact that it was published in the PDR, well, that said enough to me because typically in the PDR, the only publications are pharmaceutical drugs. That's because most nutritional companies will never spend the money to do double-blind, placebo-controlled university hospital studies like this company did. And so knowing that it was published in there gave me all the confidence in the world. Well, the balance absolutely made sense to me. The fact that it improved the cholesterol through these four different biological functions, how it blocked the cholesterol from being in the GI tract and sugar from being in the GI tract. When you would drink this and shake it up, it would form a gel-like substance when it hit the gut. And so it absorbed any excess fats and sugars. It also slowed down the absorption of sugar getting into the bloodstream to help people normalize their blood glucose. It reduced the cholesterol that was produced by the liver, which is the way people who have a genetic predisposition to it have to deal with cholesterol because their body is producing it. That was the situation with my family. And then it enhanced the enzymatic breakdown of the bad cholesterol, which is the LDL. So learning these four functions were everything that I needed to see to know that this is what was going to become a part of my family's life. Now, moving right ahead, it's not genetics that are the only problem. It's the food that we're eating. It's these companies that are feeding us. They're also killing us. And so this is where we talk about lifestyle-driven diseases, the sugar intake, the processed foods. This is what we are fighting. And that's why it's critical for you to become very proactive in your everyday life, not just physically active, but proactive in clean eating. People are unhealthy and they don't feel great for a multitude of reasons. It's the food choices, like I just discussed. It's the stress going on in our lives, the sedentary lifestyle, just so many Netflix and Hulu shows that we get addicted and binge watch. It's then underlying health conditions, genetics, as I said before, sleep deprivation. There's so many reasons that people just don't feel great. And that's why we are in the business of helping people feel great. We bridge the gap. We take people from where they are in their current state and we put together an action plan to get them to their desired state. We bridge that gap. We have found that feeling great has never been so easy. Most people think, oh, I feel horrible, just never going to feel great again. Well, now that you've met us and now that you're learning about this, oh, you're going to feel great again. We have a protocol that's astounding. It's miraculous. It's all over the internet. It's all over TikTok. It's all over Instagram. It's all over YouTube. It's all over Facebook. People all over the world are literally feeling great because of this little combination. And when I say all over the world, that's because we actually do business in over 50 countries. These two packages are unbelievable when they are not only just used alone, but when they're combined with a practice that we're going to discuss. The results are extraordinary, but the benefits are beyond. The balance balances the blood sugar, facilitates fat loss, improves bowel regularity. How many people are walking around constipated? Promotes healthy digestion, prolongs satiety. So many people complain that they are never satiated. They just can't feel full. It prevents weight gain. It lowers cholesterol, eliminates bloating, balances hormones because this fiber in the balance is not just any fiber. It's 5 different sources of fibers that are fortified with calcium and B vitamins and plant stanols and plant sterols. And all of these fibers are like an extraordinary sponge that soak up all the excess hormones that are causing inflammatory problems, why people have joint pain, and why people have hormonal imbalances because there's too many hormones in their system. And the best part is it tastes great. Shake it up in a bottle of cold water. It's like having an orange Julius or just a fabulous glass of orange juice. Then meet Unimate. Unimate is extraordinary for turning the light bulb on in your brain. You know, when you walk into the room and you say, why did I come in here? That goes away when you drink this. It is so delicious. You just can mix it in a bottle of water and it absolutely improves your mental acuity, your focus, your memory. It eliminates the cravings and the hunger. It supports healthy cholesterols additionally, and it improves energy levels, accelerating fat loss. It supports healthy insulin levels. It calms anxiety, and not that anybody today has anxiety, but if you do, it calms you down and it elevates your mood. I know people who have very high highs and very low lows. My daughter's a very moody person. When she started using the Unimate, my son-in-law called me and he said, whatever she's drinking, don't let her stop. I've never seen her so happy. So this is extraordinary for people that are dealing with issues like ADD and ADHD. We hear stories about it all the time from kids to adult onset ADD. It promotes ketone production, illuminates that mental focus, and again, tastes great, just like a delicious lemon iced tea. When you blend the two of these together, this protocol is addressing cardiometabolic health and cognitive health. And this is critical because today people are eating and getting unhealthy for so many reasons. It isn't just about the sedentary lifestyle and about the foods that you're eating. It's about elements of things missing from what you're eating. And what we do with this supplement protocol is we supplement your current diet and fill in the missing gaps. What's in these 2 little packets, these 2 little packets that are $1.87 a packet. And I say that because you can't put a price on your health. And sometimes things are really expensive. So the super cool part about this is when you have something that can do this much that's so inexpensive, that's a winner. So the practice part of it is called intermittent fasting. And a lot of people say, oh, I can't fast. Let me say that I was once one of those people. However, there's so many ways that you can adjust fasting to fit in your lifestyle. And it's important to embrace it if you can. You don't have to, but if you can, it's important because intermittent fasting has some really neat benefits. It helps to reverse the condition of potential type 2 diabetes. It improves the cardiometabolic benefits, and it also has another benefit. It affects your gut and having a healthy gut microbiome. And people don't understand that when you fast, It's very flexible. It's not like you have to eat one way at one time and that's it. Some people are night eaters, some people are morning eaters. So what you do is you just basically adjust it to be on a schedule that works with you. And so when you learn more about intermittent fasting, you'll see that it is doable and it does help you feel healthier. We've done so many clinical trials, not cardiovascular trials only, but also cognitive function trials. And at the very prestigious Oxford University, they did a happiness study. And during this trial, they found that the participants experienced significant improvements in their mood balance score. Over 75% after 30 and 60 days literally said they feel great. And that was a result of the combination of this protocol. We own our own fields for ingredient sourcing, so we have complete control of the ingredients. We own the processing part of this particular supplement, where it goes through a 5-step process that nobody else has access to. From the moment it's picked from the ground to when it's sterilized to getting all of the like ingredients that are sprayed, like waxes and pesticides and all of that, to having the plants cleaned and having them then harvested and all of the things that they go through to become a powder. And then everything from the moment it's from the ground to our manufacturing facilities. And then we have our own botanical research center where we do all types of research. And then we manufacture here in the United States. People literally come into where our world headquarters are here in the US to Las Vegas, and they can see these products in production. Now, this might be a familiar sight to you. Ozempic, Wegovy, the semaglutides. These are the weight loss drugs that people are turning to out of desperation. They are taking such huge risks, causing potential very harmful side effects called gastroparesis, where the gut has you can actually what's the word I'm looking for? The organs in your gut become paralyzed, and people end up not just in the hospital, but people have ended up dying from this. People are nauseous. People can't go to the bathroom for days. People go on this to lose weight, to then only gain it back. What this does is it just puts your own GLP-1 hormone to sleep. Your GLP-1 hormone is very important, and this drug makes it go away. Good. I want to talk to you about safety or risky. You see, the Unicity Unimate is a natural GLP-1 supporter. It is everything that the GLP-1 agonist, the needle, the medication, the pharmaceutical does. But you see, the GLP-1 agonist puts all of your own GLP-1 hormone to sleep, and it's the drug that's causing you to feel satiated, to cause your stomach to feel full, to take your mind off of the food. And the Unimate has all of the benefits doing those things, but it has no negative side effects. It supports overall well-being. It has no side effects. It can be used lifelong because it has so many health benefits, where when people use the prescription medications, the effects of them may be helpful in helping people lose weight, but the long-term side effects you don't want. So this has been now called the Dynamic Duo, with the Unimate illuminating the GLP-1 hormone naturally instead of having to use the synthetic GLP-1 inhibitors. Now, real people, real results, stories of people. You know how I know they're real people? Because these are my friends. These are girls that I know that live in my community who have had extraordinary results utilizing the Feel Great system. Jody is a tennis player. She is the most non-compliant person you'll ever meet. She does everything all wrong, and I've probably had to explain things to her 10 times. But she lost 5 pounds, and for her, that's a lot. She's a tiny little thing. So on anyone else, that 5 pounds would be 20 pounds. But that 5 pounds on her produced measurable results to the point where everybody said, "What are you doing? You look great." And then there's Sally. Sally is my dearest friend. We walk our dogs together every night. I told her she needs to send me an update because she's lost 15 pounds to date. When she wrote this to me, she wrote this and she said she was using it at first, the Unimate, because of cognitive function, and she felt like her belly was flatter. Now, the body fat has just literally melted off her. She literally eats, drinks, and shrinks and says she has never felt better. Through these two gals, I met Karen. Karen says, "I want to update you. She's been about a month on Feel Great when she wrote this. It's 2 months now. I haven't seen her in a while, but I heard that she's looking extraordinary, but she's enjoying it and she sees the change in her appetite. She's getting all the benefits that those weight loss drugs would have given her, but she was scared to go on those drugs, thank gosh, and she found this instead. And my feedback that I've heard, she's lost a tremendous amount of size. This beautiful young blonde is the sister-in-law of my daughter. Tiny little thing, but 4 pounds on her is a lot. She is happy, and all of her friends now are reaching out. And then Pam. Pam is my neighbor, also lives across the street. For the first time, her A1C is normal. In 15 years, she lost 9 pounds. And I actually saw her Sunday night for dinner at her house. And it's really funny because today I got a text from a woman who said, "I saw Pam," and this is Pam, just people look at her and they can't believe it. And she said to me, "Hope all is well. I'm with Pam right now. How do I get a sample of that stuff that you're giving her? I'd like to try it before I get a box." So it's just really funny. Nobody remembers the name of it because Pam calls it the powder. So everybody calls it the powder. Now, this is a real result because it's my results. I was guilty like everybody else during COVID. I said, I want to eat everything I want to eat. I don't care about clean eating. I am not doing supplements. I need a break. And I took that year, almost a year, and I put on a lot of weight, 169 pounds. Well, when I went for my real full physical where they did the blood work and everything in March of 23, for the first time in my life, I had high cholesterol, high LDL, bad cholesterol. Triglycerides were elevated, blood sugar was elevated. And that's when I realized, okay, enough is enough. I need to get on this. All I did, guys, was I started to drink this, and then everything magical that it does, like taking your mind off of food, all of a sudden I felt satiated. The sweets that I was craving every day, the Egg McMuffins, the Burger King, I'm a junk food eater. All of that was gone. And then I just added those 2 packets to my life and I began to slowly melt. And now I'm about 136 and I've never felt better. I've never looked better. And I can tell you I'm leaner now than I was before COVID. These are people that I also know personally. This was an event that we attended, and I like playing this video, and I hope it'll play, and I'll ask one of my colleagues to text me if it doesn't play smoothly, only because I'm having internet issues, and I want to make sure that doesn't happen for you guys not to hear this video. So I'm going to ask maybe Juanita to text me if this does not play smoothly. I'll just pass right by it. Alessandra, you still on metformin? Nope. What were you struggling with? Type 2 diabetes, fatty liver. Gone? Gone. Alexis, what happened to your pre-diabetes? Gone. How much weight are you down? Down. Misha, how much weight are you down? Down. What happened to your arthritis? Gone. Diabetes? Gone. Boom. Jose, what happened to your diabetes? Gone. How much weight are you down? 16 pounds. What was your A1C before? 85. Now? 6.4. Boom. Shannon, show me those biceps. You use the Feel Great system? Boom. Chris, what happened to your high blood pressure? How much weight are you down? 25 pounds. Boom. Cesar, what happened to you with the Feel Great system? Antidepressants, I'm down 24 pounds. Boom. And that was Jamie last August. Jamie, that's insane. The last time I wore this suit was 10 years ago. Brand new at 40 months. I was doing a cabin suit diet and lost a bunch of weight. Now, I eat what the hell I like, and I use this. And no cabbage soup. Boom. Farah, how much weight you down? And all you're doing is taking a balance.
And look, everyone's just mixing balance. Simple. Steph, how much weight are you down? We got Crow beat the beaties. Keith, what happened to your A1C? A1C went from 11.8 down to 5.5. So totally both retard diabetic to non-diabetic anyway. Insane. You got Joel. What happened to your diabetes? All right, I went from 7.6 to 5.3. Blood tested this last Monday. I've gone down to 47 and a half pounds in about 100 days. Oh,
So hopefully that played well because I didn't get a text saying that it didn't. And so I wanted you to see that because I wanted you to see that it's much more than just weight loss. Did you hear the guy? He's off antidepressants. Why? Because of the Unimate, and probably also because he feels better. So, you look at all these things like the gummies and the Skinny Up and the Nutrisystem. These diets don't work. They're not sustainable long term. But what does work is habit change, lifestyle adjustments, learning that food is fuel, and doing physical activity that you enjoy. The Feel Great system is one system. That's the protocol. But when you integrate it with education, now we really make a difference in people's lives. And don't get me wrong. I mean, there are people that say, don't tell me what to do, just give me these two things. That's all I want. Listen, you got to give people what they want. But we believe in education. And so we have a program called Get Fit 21. I'm going to talk a little bit about it because we integrate our Feel Great system with it. It's a medically endorsed program, and physicians have many, many, many patients going through this program because physicians don't have the time in an exam room to sit and talk about habit change and healthy lifestyle. We've done studies and trials on Get Fit 21 where we did a study for 90 days showing the results of implementing nutritional supplementation with health education. And the results were profound. It's been proven since 2013, we've helped well over 35,000 people. See, the key to our success is education. People get better results with education and accountability. The supplementation is endorsed by the medical and holistic community. And as I said earlier, it's extremely affordable. We provide tremendous client education tools. It's hard. People learn different ways. Some like to read, some like to hear an audio, some like to watch a video, some like to, just be spoken to. So we've developed many different tools to provide to clients and patients who need to accomplish whatever objective it is, whether it's cholesterol, diabetes, weight loss. We have all of the tools that we can provide. We have so many healthcare professionals that have shared just experiences in their practices getting their patients off of prescription medication. One saying she had life-changing results with her patients. Certified diabetes educator saying how she's stabilizing glucose, lipids, and weight with the balance. Just one story after another. And with Get Fit 21, you have certified Get Fit 21 coaches to guide you. And these are incredible people who have taken a course to be certified to learn our program and have a tremendous amount of life wisdom in health and fitness to contribute to helping you succeed. The way that we facilitate the program varies. It can be done through a private Facebook group because some people really enjoy that whole community concept. They want to be logging in every day and seeing something and look at what the other people are doing. And it's a private group. And then there's the people that say, you just coach me, tell me what to do, and email me the lesson. So it's very flexible. People enjoy that they can choose how they want to implement Get Fit 21 into their lives. We're also very focused on women's health. I mean, women's health is more important now than ever before. They say that cardiovascular disease used to be, the man's killer. No longer. More women die of heart disease today than anyone else. Everyone thinks women die of cancer. Wrong. Women die of heart disease. And so we've put together a women's support group that focuses on postpartum, perimenopause, and menopause, where it's a support place just for women. And so I can tell you that this is becoming a beautiful venue for the women that I've been meeting, and they're so grateful to know that it exists if they have questions, because again, we're all about education. One of the women practitioners that I work with, she shares her thoughts on women's
As
health.
a nurse practitioner, currently I'm working in a OBGYN clinic, and therefore I'm seeing women with a variety of health problems. In particular, we see high cholesterol, we see diabetes, we see issues with hypoglycemia. And for those particular issues, we have balance for cholesterol to help with the hyperlipidemia. We have balance for glucose, which is incredibly beneficial to women with diabetes. However, in my OBGYN practice, I am seeing additional benefits to medical conditions that aren't specifically related to cholesterol or glucose. Well, they are, but perhaps we don't look at them in that way. I see many, many women with PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. And this is a syndrome that is truly devastating to women, actually. These women suffer with irregular periods. They have trouble getting pregnant. They may have excess hair growth. They have acne. We don't 100% know what fully causes PCOS. We do know that there is a direct link to PCOS with obesity and with insulin resistance. So balance for glucose is a natural solution to help with that, because we know that balance for glucose specifically helps with insulin resistance and helps reduce obesity. So I've been extremely thrilled to be able to have that in my arsenal of treatments to help my women with PCOS.
So we have so many healthcare practitioners that work with us and have found multiple applications for the things that we provide. So that's just one segment. I know many people that work in men's health, and the men have tremendous improvement in their health as well. There's a lot of health concerns that guys have that us girls don't have, and they are experiencing tremendous improvement in their cardiovascular output. They're experiencing many improvements when it comes to their weight. So let's not forget about the guys, because they are important to have in our lives as well, and we want them to feel great and stay healthy. But the first step to getting anywhere is just deciding that you're just not willing to stay where you are. And so I always say to people, you know what? You never know unless you try. And so this is how people get started on their quest to feel great. They will have access to our Get Fit 21 program at no additional charge. It's complimentary to them while they're using the Feel Great protocol. And as I said to you, each packet is $1.87 a packet. And so your monthly system, when you're on the protocol, will consist of 60 packets of Unimate, so you can use it twice a day, and 1 packet of Balance, so you can use it once a day before your largest meal. There are some clients and patients who have severely high cholesterol or are severe diabetics, and they will use Balance twice a day as well. So they may need to buy a booster box, and that's for the people that are looking to get off of their medications completely. And over all these years, we've gotten insulin-dependent diabetics off the needle onto oral medications. We've had patients on oral medications off completely. So people will begin with going on the 90-day protocol, and then they can, if they choose to go into our Get Fit 21 program, as I said, complimentary.